Hello and welcome to the first episode of
Luna Podcast.
Thank you. That was the first time that worked right.
Yeah.
America. So we are capping out the mic as we speak, so this thing will probably get lowered a little bit, but hopefully we keep the audio level high enough because our last video has been pretty bad. Sorry, you guys. So we're going to quit rambling and get on to it. So, what happened?
CES just ended.
Yeah. If you weren't under a rock, you heard about CES.
I mean, even I heard about CES. Just from Reddit.
You're pretty...
I mean, I'm under a rock most of the time.
He's under a rock most
But
of the time.
I heard about it from Reddit.
Okay.
So.
I'm not getting the Reddit, but...
Reddit's awesome.
So we're not going to talk about that right now. This first podcast will be about CES 2015 mainly. We got some political news, but yeah.
Just a little bit.
We'll move on from that because who cares about politics? We are geeks and we want... Well, I'm joking. But we are geeks and we want hardware, tech, and some people just want the games. But I'm in between there. So we're going to move on and we're going to talk about one of my favorite things I saw, and it's not really... I don't really know why it was one of my favorite things. My favorite was the Razer turret, and we were getting to next. Well, let's do that first. That's my favorite. So the Razer turret.
If you're familiar with
the price thing,
pricing
at $80. What's your Razer?
It's very, very good.
This thing was over $80.
This was too.
So that was just one mouse. This is a mouse and keyboard.
Like if you're familiar with the Deathstalker, which we have one here, but it's
I will vandal wipe this.
The chiclet keys, they're almost flush with the actual keyboard. What are you doing? The actual keyboard itself. It's exactly like that. It looks the same. It's just it only has right here all that.
So it's basically a 10 keyless keyboard. I just remember what that was called. The first take of... Sorry, I'll get back to the video. In the first take of this thing, we just called it a smaller keyboard.
Yeah.
So it's a 10 keyless. I think
it's just that, and then it has like a folded up thing underneath it, and when you fold it out, it's a magnetic mouse pad.
Awesome.
And the mouse that's with it looks awesome. Yeah. And it's kind of a smaller mouse. I don't like it. I wouldn't like it because I was used to a small mouse for a long time. Then I got the Mamba, which is a decently sized mouse.
Yeah, but this isn't meant to be.
Yeah, this is a lap keyboard. It's a lap board. That's what they call it.
It's a lap board. Yeah.
The mouse.
I want to hit something about this.
The mouse is only a 3500 DPI.
That's what I was gonna get.
So
okay, so just put it in perspective. Which, of course, then again, this is a over $80 mouse. So this DPI is in the 6,000. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, mine was a $130 mouse, and it goes up to 6,400.
Yeah, I think that's what mine was.
It's too sensitive.
So yeah, you'll never use that. But the thing it is, it's also a quality thing. So you have a better sensor, so it should last longer.
Yeah.
But this thing, I don't know how they're getting the price for that. A cool thing about it is, well, first, battery life, and second, it comes with a dock. It comes with a rechargeable dock. So
it's a Bluetooth dock.
Yeah. So you don't have to worry about having.
But yeah. it's more professional looking, and it's like it has a slot for the keyboard and the mouse.
We will have a picture of this. Guys, I really would say this. I would put this in my living room. Yeah. I wouldn't feel like the gamer stereotype.
Yeah.
Having this thing in my living room because you're like, oh, it's awesome. We're talking about that next.
Yeah.
Well, after the Sennheisers. But anyway, so on to one of the coolest things about it. Battery life. Standby time for the keyboard is 4 months.
Well, yeah, 4 months of... it says supporting up to 4 months of usage on the keyboard and 40 hours of non-stop play on the mouse.
Okay. So the thing about it is, the keyboard is Bluetooth. I don't know the mouse is.
It is.
It is. It's Bluetooth. Yeah. So anyway, but a keyboard, everybody knows, so it needs most power. Probably the most power this thing has is in the lighting. So you could probably get a good 2 months straight use out of this thing if you turn the lights off.
Yeah.
I mean, probably. So that's awesome. Moving on to keep the page up.
I'll keep everything I have.
Or go to the that. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Okay, so cool thing, Sennheiser. I've never wore a pair of Sennheisers. I want to try on one to see what they sound like because they have a nice flat response range. But getting off of that, their Sennheiser Momentum's a audiophile grade headphone, which means you can. Well, for people who don't know, because Some of you guys probably know more about headphones than I do. Nah, that's not hard. But anyway, they are audiophile grade headphone. They basically means that you could listen, like they're recommended for people who are recording audio. So studio workers and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's a studio quality headset.
Yeah, but cool thing about it, again, battery life. I'm liking that we're getting longer battery lives out of things. You know, used to battery life used to be crap on everything. So now we have 2 hours of wireless use on this thing, and this is the first one. I'm pretty sure this is Bluetooth. Let me just make sure of that. Yeah, Bluetooth.
Yeah.
So we're looking at about $500 US for this thing. For the quality, it's a pretty good price, I presume. So one of my favorite things about it is if you run out of battery, it's not one of those things that you just gotta wait till it charges back up.
It's like a laptop. Like my laptop dies a lot.
Yeah.
I use my laptop until it just dies. I get home, I plug it in, turn it right back on.
Yeah, so you're not charging at that point. I mean, you might run 2 cables to it, but the main thing is you go plug in your regular audio jack to it, and you're back in business. So that's, yeah, it's awesome. The last feature it has 5 microphones. One mic is for talking if you're gaming. I mean, golly, this ain't gonna be overkill for gaming, but sure, if you got the money, go for it.
How much is it?
$500 US.
$500.
Yeah. Okay,
$400 for wireless.
Without wireless.
That's
on ear. I'm not talking about the on ears.
Yeah. The over ears.
The over ears are $500. So the other mics, the other 4 mics, are for audio canceling. Or noise canceling, sorry. You don't want to cancel all the audio. And
it just makes it stop working.
So yeah, what they're claiming is, like other companies, like I think Bose and some other ones, people noticed that whenever they implemented audio canceling, I'm just going to give up at this point. They had a lesser sound quality and it was more quiet. So what they're claiming,
and that's what the people want.
Claiming. Lower noise of the audio that you want to hear.
Oh yeah, no. I thought you said noise cancellation. I was like, yeah.
Well, I did say that, but when they put that in there, anyway. But with this thing, they're claiming that it doesn't do that. So, hats off if it works. The only people being able to test it. If it works. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, no.
The only people who've been able to test this thing, consumer-wise, was at CES, and CES is loud. So, not really a great representation of it.
And Linus dropped one.
Yep, we're leaving it off with that. So, hit it off. With this
Razer Forge TV. It's really actually quite nice. It comes with a weird controller, though.
It doesn't come with it.
Well, I mean, it supports a weird controller. The controller that they put in here for the Android, it's pretty much an Android.
It actually comes with the holder for your phone if you dig that.
Yeah, it lets you play games on your phone with the controller. They make so many of those. I know a lot of them. I've seen some at Best Buy.
I love Razer controllers. So we'll move on from that. This is a Android TV experience. It's $100, I think. I'm not seeing that, but I remember hearing it from some show. And the controller is $80. I do remember that one. So this thing is kind of like your package. If you get this thing, you might want to get the keyboard. If you get that, you might the keyboard and mouse lap pad thing, and you might want to get the controller. See, this supports game streaming from your computer, or they're implementing that as of right now.
Yeah,
so basically
from your PC.
Yeah, from your desktop.
Yeah.
So even though this is Android, you could stream your awesome games running your awesome graphics card, hopefully you have, to this little box. It's tiny. It looks great too. So we're gonna picture that thing up here.
Yeah.
And do we have any other specs on this thing? I think it has has decent specs.
It has the chipset is a Qualcomm Snapdragon 805, quad core Crate 450 CPU, 2.5 gigahertz per core, obviously.
That's awesome.
And it has the Adreno 420 blaze GPU.
Okay, so really, this thing is like a high-end cell phone.
2 gigs of RAM, 16 gigs of storage. Pretty much the same as my phone, just more RAM.
Actually, this thing's probably better than your phone.
Yeah, just the storage.
Which for the price, I mean, this thing is looking pretty good. I'm not a fan of Android. Don't hate.
On the back, it's what is that? Is that the audio or?
It's power. So your I/O is
there's four plugs pretty much. Yeah, I know some people don't know that, Eric. The power plug is on this side. The HDMI, Ethernet, and a USB.
Yeah. So what kind of does it tell you what kind of Ethernet it has?
Gigabit.
Gigabit.
Yes.
Okay, but like, is it?
That's all it says.
That's all it says. I hope it's an Intel controller.
Yeah.
So you have wireless. Does it support both bandwidths, like the 5 and the 2.4?
It doesn't say.
Does it say? I'm hoping it supports 5 gigahertz, because 5 gigahertz for game streaming is the sweet spot if you do not have the Ethernet. So we'll leave it at that. This thing is awesome.
Well, the dimensions are 105 millimeters both ways, 17 millimeters thick.
Okay, we're just gonna put that. We're gonna put that pop up on here, and you guys can watch that. Read it if you want to pause and whatnot. It lights up the logo like a lot of things Razer has. Awesome.
Except this for some reason. This doesn't. I don't like that. It doesn't.
Okay, so basically this thing, if it's lit up at this time, it's going to look like that. It's gonna be very nice.
Button on there about that? Or is it like sensor?
That thing?
Yeah.
Oh, it strobes.
Oh, that's awesome.
I could turn it off, but
mine changes color right there.
Nice.
And right there.
I don't change color, but yeah, whatever. Anyway,
it's pretty awesome.
You understand we do like Razer products at this point. So moving on,
the MSI GT80 Titan SLI with a GTX 980M SLI in it. It obviously it's running the newest operating system.
The turbo. I just want to honestly say this right now before we talk about anything else. The turbo for this thing is 3.6 gigahertz for a laptop. Let that sink in a little bit.
It's the fourth gen Intel i7 4720.
So we're going to hit the big point of this thing first. Well, I guess second at this point. It has brown mechanical switches in a laptop. This thing weighs in at 10
Cherry
pounds.
MX Brown.
Yeah, Cherry MX Browns. This thing weighs in at 10 pounds, correct?
9.9 pounds.
Okay,
it says.
It weighs in at 10 pounds.
It weighs in at 10 pounds.
Let's get real with this. Okay, so you have a very nice CPU in there, which I do not believe is swappable. You might be able to upgrade it, but the GPUs are upgradable whenever an NVIDIA GPU is launched. Because right now this is top of line for mobile GPUs, but when the next one's launched, MSI has promised to have on their stores the upgraded GPU for you to install. And you might be thinking that's gonna be hard because laptops are hard to deal with. Well, this thing.
It's like the way it's set up. It's like.
Do you have the picture up here so I could try it better, or?
Well, it's one. It's that one.
It's that one. Okay.
It has the keyboard. It's about this big. Has the keyboard down here, and about this much of it.
Because it doesn't show the
is like a flap. It pretty much just opens up.
Yeah, it opens up. So it's probably an unlock thing. Which once you unlock it, it just opens up. Very easy. Most laptops hard to deal with.
This one you have to take the entire back panel off to even get to anything.
Yeah, one of the MSATA SSDs, one of the 4. So if you got to use that fourth one, the fourth one I believe is on the back with the wireless card, but everything else is accessible on the top, which is so easy. You open the thing, you got your GPU, CPU, RAM, supports up to 32 gigs of RAM. Nice big battery. Of course, this thing's probably gonna blow through it because it's so huge.
Yeah. I don't even know. It doesn't even say anything about that.
Wait, how much RAM does this thing?
Battery pack is a 9-cell.
9-cell, but that doesn't really say much. It's probably going to bleed through it.
Yeah, it will, but I mean, you're never going to really take this thing anywhere. It's 10 pounds.
It has a nice webcam on it.
Yeah,
I like whenever people don't just cheap out on the webcams.
Mine has a 720.
Yeah, but
not a lot of time.
Okay, so
it has
thing about this
5 USB 3.0s.
Nice thing about this card is it has laptop. It has 4 MSATA SSDs, which the MSATA one is not like the normal size, which is like this. They're small.
The ultra thin ones.
Yeah, they're really small, and you could run them in RAID 0, which you're looking at, I'm going to estimate here, probably somewhere in the close to 2 gigabytes a second read speed. Yeah,
that's amazing.
It's amazing. Just clap right now for that one. I think it has a hard drive in there too.
Yes, the hard drive is Well, it's a 1 terabyte, obviously.
You could upgrade that
With 7200.
Honestly, I would buy it with no hard drive and throw in a hard drive for the cheap one.
You have like 20 though.
You can't put in a full size hard drive.
You just use your external one.
Which one? Okay,
exactly.
Moving on. Let's hit some other.
Well, we gotta tell how much this thing costs. It costs $3,400.
Oh yeah, $3,400. So pretty pricey, but I mean, let's get real. This thing's nice.
Yeah, it's worth it.
And it comes with an upgradable GPU. So yeah. What do you got next?
I'm going to the Razer VR.
Razer VR.
The OS VR.
I'll Google the Oculus.
Okay. You've heard about the Oculus Rift millions and millions of times.
Facebook bought them. People started hating on them.
But like, I mean, I saw it and I was like, oh, that's cool. I would never use it, but it's really cool how it does it because the sensors on it. Yeah, it's Samsung. That's the
But it's powered by Oculus.
Yeah, the Samsung Gear powered by Oculus.
I didn't think they worked together on that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
cool.
Now Razer was like, screw you guys, we're going to make this. It's the OS VR. It's an open source virtual reality ecosystem. And, well, Razer is part of the ecosystem.
But Razer is not having any branding on this thing because it's open source.
Yeah, that's really surprising.
Yeah, I'm not really understanding that.
All it says on it is OS VR.
The only thing which I believe Linus said was they were trying to sell their Hydras. I think I'm saying that right. The Hydras are the keyboards for like that one-handed keyboard for gaming.
Yeah.
It's hard to use a regular keyboard with virtual reality.
The people who are part of the open source virtual reality of or Nod, 6-inch Leap Motion, Gearbox, which Gearbox, I actually didn't know that Gearbox was going to get into this.
No.
And Razer and Sensix.
Okay, so I'm going to hit on LeapPad. Is it LeapPad or Leap Motion? Yeah, LeapPad was that thing for 6-year-olds. So Leap Motion was a thing about 2 years ago, I believe. And it basically like set on the front of your computer, or you could put it on your monitor, I believe. And you did like hand gestures to do things, and it was fairly accurate. It was basically like the Kinect for the computer, but it wasn't as powerful. I don't believe they're there at this point either.
Yeah, it's a USB plug, I'm pretty sure, and it comes out in front of your laptop, and it's like you can do stuff like that. Yeah, it's just a sensor. It's like the Wiimote sensor, but it
not exactly.
No, I mean it kind of like it looks like it.
Okay, it looks like it. What this thing does is it scans. And it's pretty accurate somewhat.
They even have the Leap Motion keyboard.
It doesn't work that much. So what you could do in the Razer event was they had the Leap Motion, I believe, in the headset. And so for one of the demos, you could like hold your hands up if they were in the range of the Leap Motion, and you could like throw fireballs, which that sounds awesome.
Here's the Leap Motion for virtual reality. It's on the
literally
front.
Strapped to the headset.
It's plugged in on the front, and it's just sitting there. And when you put your hands up, it senses that your hands are there.
Whenever it's working correctly, and they'll probably upgrade this since Razer's in this deal now. If Razer helps them out, they'll be good. But it was actually able to like pick up individual fingers. So like as you're moving them, it was moving them on the game.
Normally with that, like stuff like that, it's normally the gloves, with the little balls on the tips of your fingers and all the knuckles and everything.
Yeah, you ever seen that? Like we're gonna step into with that. We're gonna segue into Oculus. Yeah. So. Awesome. Open source is awesome, but we're going to step on the Oculus because they've been on it for a little bit longer than Razer has by a lot.
Yeah.
So Oculus has been getting away with these little dots on the thing. I'm sorry, this is like take 3 at this point.
The thing.
On the headset. And the camera or the tracker on the desktop would look at it and it would track you by where the dots were. So you could get all this motion, but that's about it. So this year they upgraded. They put the dots all the way around the headband. It goes on the top and around the side of it. And there's a big plate on the back, not huge, but it's there. And it's got a lot of dots there too. So you could
if you're in a spin chair, you can completely spin around.
Yeah.
And it would follow you the entire way around.
Awesome, but big problem so far.
There's always problems.
They're not integrated with Leap Motion or any other type of whatever that is called. So as of right now, it doesn't really do any kind of thing with the hands and all that kind of cool stuff. but we're going to step on something cool, which we forgot to look up the title of it, the name, whatnot. But it's basically this like pad that you stand on that you wear the Oculus. You have a gun. It's cool for FPSs. And whenever you move your feet, and it's like a zero friction, so you're not going anywhere. It moves forward.
It's on a treadmill type.
It's not really a treadmill.
It's like a conveyor belt that moves when you step.
It's a dome. It's a dome.
Oh, that's a completely different one than I saw then.
Oh, okay. Well, this thing is a dome. I think you probably see the bottom of it. And you have like zero friction on the bottom of your shoes to the dome. And you have a belt so you don't fall. Because, yeah.
You can't see.
And you're not looking, and zero friction. And, yeah. Of course, zero friction is not possible, but that's what they call it.
It's close.
It's close, whatever close is. If Josh can find it, we'll say the name of it. But basically, you could turn 360, you could run, you could go backwards, you could crouch. I think you could crouch. You might not can. I know the Oculus can sense you crouching, but I don't know if there's a belt that you're wearing that might not let you crouch. And you're holding a gun. It knows if you're ADS. It knows when you're shooting. It's awesome. But it's been out for a few years, and they haven't really caught on that much. So let's see where that goes. You got anything else?
The new thing, again, at CES, the new MSI GS30 laptop with the dock.
Oh, with the dock. Okay.
Yeah.
This is nice. Okay, so this one comes with a sub, I'm pretty sure, in the dock, and speakers, and a fan, and a spot for your full desktop graphics card. Thank you. So basically, this is a very nice, long battery life Ultrabook for your on-the-go use. i7, lots of RAM, all that kind of good stuff, SSD. And whenever you get home and you need a little more horsepower, you maybe are editing or you want to play some games, you hook this thing up. It has a PCI Express slot on the back of the laptop. You put it on the dock. The dock has I/O on the back of it, which you can leave hooked up to your mouse, keyboard.
And that's just an extra I/O because you can still use the laptops.
Yeah, you can. But you're definitely going to use. What the point of that is, you could leave your keyboard and mouse and laptop, not laptop, and
just leave the whole thing,
and monitor plugged into this dock. So you get home, you toss it on there, and you're done. And you have the power of a desktop graphics card. So that is awesome. Thank you for that one. The only downside that I've come up with so far, of course, there's been no review models, so nobody's been talking about it except for at CES, is that to get the graphics card support, you have to turn it off, turn it back on. So you put it on the dock.
Really?
Or maybe you don't put it on the dock, but you turn it off, you put it in the dock, you turn it on.
Really?
Yeah, that's
weird.
It's not really, because...
I mean, yeah, I understand that it has to boot up with it.
Yeah, but
because
I think at some point they'll be able to fix that.
Yeah, they'll be able... I mean, it's like a desktop. You can't just stick a graphics card in it and it'll automatically go to it.
I think if you have the drivers already installed, you can.
Maybe.
So I'm pretty sure at some point they can get to it. There's hot swappable graphics cards, so hopefully they can fix that.
The only thing that I see about this laptop, the dock is an amazing idea. Yes, it's a beast computer pretty much.
It's perfect for me.
Yeah, it's a great computer.
I know you do some gaming,
but yeah,
on the road.
This laptop. It's a good laptop for gaming. I like it. And this laptop, the MSI only it has the Intel Iris graphics,
which is an upgrade for me. So
yeah.
Well, not my desktop, of course, but this is awesome. Anything else?
It was a great idea, and they executed it very well, actually.
Well, we'll see about that after we get
from what we know so far.
After people get review models and we get to hear from them, then we'll definitely.
You got anything?
I think we're done.
Besides the terrorism and everything.
Let's skip that one. Let us hit on the North Korea hack.
Well, I mean,
even though we're like
I say one
late.
thing.
Sure.
North Korea's dumb.
Okay, that's a good start. That's a good start. Big words there. Big words. Anyway, North Korea's internet was down for a day, and it took over a week, I believe, to get fully up and running again. So it was there, but it wasn't even good for North Korea standards. And Yeah, how it was done was it was a DDoS attack to the server in China. I forget the name. If you could look up that it's that ping tester.
Oh, speed test.
Yeah, speed test.
Okay.
You can look at the globe. Yeah. Anyway, so it was a server in China that they attacked, and the reason that they did that was because that's North Korea's only access to the internet is one spot. Let's zoom out.
I got it. Oh, you have to drag it. Okay. We're trying to figure out how to work speed test. It's very laggy.
A little to the right.
It's very laggy.
Right there.
This is China.
That server right there.
In Beijing.
No, it's not.
No, that's the wrong one. It's
not.
In Shenyang.
Shenyang. We'll go with that. It's probably wrong. We're going with that. So that whoever was attacked that server because they don't have their own server in North Korea. Well, not server. You know they have servers, but not like a big one. And so yeah, that's about it. Well, we didn't even cover the hack. We just talked about the other thing, but
you can get it next time.
You get it next time. Hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, this is signing off. Thank you for watching the first episode of Luna Podcast. Adios.